Hello preparedness people, and welcome to the Bigs Prep. If it's your first time here, thanks for clicking on the video, and if you're returning, you rock for supporting my channel. Today we're going to head into Dollar Tree and shop for that Great Depression grocery list. Let's see what they got and what they don't got. If you're ready, press the like button and let's get right into it. I noticed these little bottles of cleaner. They're concentrate, and I definitely am going to pick these up if I see them again. Kills COVID-19. Rounding the corner at the food aisle at Dollar Tree, the first thing that catches my eye is this shelf-stable milk. We have lots of this shelf-stable almond milk, and I love to stock it. They also have shelf-stable dairy milk, and I would definitely purchase both of these items. They tend to have a decent shelf life, and the expiration on these were really good. Shout out to Amy and Ashley at Martin Midlife Misadventures for the apple cider. I got distracted by this freeze-dried coffee for a second, but we'll come back to that in a minute. This coffee creamer is a no for me. I'm not going to stock that. I'm looking for something else. Checking out the tea section. I would probably stock that for a depression pantry. These little boxes of cereal I would pass on for the depression era pantry. This pancake mix is a great deal. At $1, it's a complete mix. All you have to do is add water. This would make a great breakfast. Even for a large family, you could get away with one box. You can also have pancakes for your evening meal. So this buttermilk pancake mix, I would stock in a Great Depression pantry. Next up in the breakfast section is this oatmeal. There's 6 packages of oatmeal in here. This I would definitely stock in a Great Depression pantry if I only had Dollar Tree to shop at. During the Great Depression, people ate very simple meals. What's something you love from the Dollar Tree that you would add to a pantry? Let me know in the comments down below. Here's a wide shot of the whole food aisle. I'm just gonna kind of go down here and see anything else that grabs my eye. These granola bars, while I wouldn't stock them for long term, I definitely would pick up a few, especially if I had kids in my family. These would make a great little snack. A little further down the aisle, I'm going to say no to the pudding cups and yes to condiments and spices. Dollar Tree is a great place to stock up on spices. They had a few condiments. The hot sauce definitely caught my eye, and these bottles of vinegar, not a bad price for $1 each. The oil, that's expensive for $1, and it's soybean and olive oil mixed. They had ketchup, barbecue sauce. If you're eating long-term food storage, a condiment can make that taste a lot better. These little bottles of hot sauce are adorable. They had this Creole seasoning that Frugal Fit Mom features in a lot of her videos. That would taste amazing with some beans and rice. They had pepper, salt, sugar, cinnamon, bunches of different spices, and at $1 each, you're getting great value for your money. What's your favorite spice to buy at Dollar Tree? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's talk about flour for a moment. I can get a way better deal on flour at Walmart, but if Dollar Tree was the only store I had, I would go for it. The vanilla, that's a good deal. This vanilla syrup, not so much. I don't know what sweetened condensed creamer is. I don't know if that's milk, but I would probably pick up a few. Baking soda would be going in my cart. Baking soda has a ton of uses, not just for cooking. These little jars of coconut oil, organic, non-GMO, love it. And I would pick up a few of the pancake syrups to go with my pancakes. These apple pie fillings, perfect also for my pancake breakfast. Or mix them in with those oatmeal packets. Yum. I have to pass on the chicken broth. The Dollar Tree location I was at did not have a freezer section or a refrigerated food section. These cans of beans all have pop tops on them. I'm gonna pass on these. If I only had $1 to spend, I'm gonna go over to the dry beans section and see what they have. These sides and scalloped potatoes could make a simple meal, but I don't know if I would actually get them or not. Let's take a peek at the beans and rice. There were 3 or 4 different kinds of beans available for $1 a bag, and they did have rice to go with them. Throw some of those spices in from the dollar rack, and you've got a really great meal for a low amount of money. These spaghetti sauce caught my eye. You could do a lot with that spaghetti sauce in a can. Changing the flavor of your beans and rice with one of these canned sauces would really help food fatigue. They didn't have very much pasta on the shelf, but what caught my eye was this cheesy tuna macaroni packet. It looked pretty good. You know they sell tuna at the Dollar Tree, so I might get that. The Dollar Tree location I was at had a low stock of pasta. I would be putting pasta in my cart and also in my Depression era pantry. It's so versatile. Next up is canned vegetables. These canned vegetables are expensive at $1 a can, but if I only had Dollar Tree to work with, I would be picking them up. I need to try these sardines. I've never tried a sardine before, but I've heard that they're really good. They had chicken and gravy, they had tuna, mackerel, they had sardines, bunches of protein options if you're not super picky. The Vienna sausages, not a good deal at $1 a can. But I want to try these Spam. Next time I go to Dollar Tree, I'm definitely getting some of this Spam to try versus the Aldi brand. I'll have to do a video on that. They had chili with beans. 100% would put that in the Depression era pantry for storage, and some beef stew. We can talk for a moment about non-food items to put in a Depression era pantry. I think that I would skip on the paper towels, which is good because they didn't have very many to begin with anyway. If we're gonna cook, we're gonna need some pans. Dollar Tree pans are awesome. And if we're not going to use paper towels, we're going to need a few dishcloths so we can wipe our dishes, clean them, and clean up any messes that we make in the kitchen. Of course, I had to spy the lemons. If you follow me on my other channel, you know that I love lemons. Here's some little hot cocoa mixes. Why not throw a couple of those in the cart as well for just $1? Dollar store batteries are kind of a pass for me. But we are going to need to pick up some dishware because we're not going to be using any paper plates or paper cups, anything like that. In the Depression, people didn't use disposable things. They used things over and over and over again. Let's not forget about our pets and stocking their food as well. In my Depression era pantry, I'm probably going to put some over-the-counter medications, some hand soap, and other toiletries that I'll need for the future. Stocking up on a good multivitamin is always a good idea too. After reading several articles about inflation and hyperinflationary events in other countries, I learned that makeup is one of the first things to clear off of the shelves. Women want to look pretty, even if times are depressing. Do you have a favorite non-food item you like to stock up on at Dollar Tree? Let me know. Don't forget that most Dollar Tree locations have a good selection of freeze-dried and dried fruits, nuts, and vegetables. It's a great thing to add to your pantry. How about that Dollar Tree? Am I right? They had really low stock on a lot of stuff, but if I were shopping my Great Depression grocery list in the Dollar Tree that I went to, I could have gotten some pretty decent things. I know that prices could be lower at Walmart or like a traditional grocery store, but if Dollar Tree was the only option that I had, I still could have gotten some great things for my list. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you got something out of the video, and remember, I would rather be a year early than a day late.